Every year you see mass amounts of conglomerate businesses springing up out of nowhere. Every year you see small family-run businesses disappearing into thin air. Every year you see those small family-run businesses become barren storefronts. Every year you see those conglomerate businesses being the sole reason that the small family-run businesses are becoming barren storefronts. Communities should be standing together to support their local businesses so that small-town economies can thrive. Without small, family-run local businesses, communities will begin to diminish. I am a Montana native. In Montana, the only type of town you know is a small town. The local businesses are what make Montana the peaceful, relaxed, friendly place that it is. Throughout this speech, I am going to explain why communities should be aiming to support their local businesses. Local businesses should be supported because they are run by your neighbors. They add to the originality of the town, and they keep the community from being overtaken by conglomerate corporations. Growing up in Montana, I came to find that stores truly were run by your neighbors. If the store owners weren't your legitimate next-door neighbors, they were someone that you would see at some point during the time you spent in town, whether it be at the grocery store or at the post office. The local businesses employ within the area rather than employing personnel from out of state. Local businesses cater to the employment need of those they have known forever, which ensures that the community is being taken care of. Since the local community works together as a whole to ensure that everyone is taken care of, that leaves little dependency on outside sources. They function rather well on their own. Therefore, there isn't a need for constant oversight or interference. When conglomerations begin putting their stores into small towns, that creates a need for constant oversight. Conglomerations run smoothly due to the strict management, which keeps all the storefronts, for the most part, exactly the same. Small town appeal derives from the originality of the towns themselves. Without originality, the small town appeal is completely lost. Without the small town appeal, the outside income from tourists will also be completely lost. As explained in Tourism and Retail Development, most small town communities fall due to economic isolation. In order for small communities to thrive, they also need the boost of money that comes from tourists. Supporting material from studies led by Tourism and Retail Development, the income gained from tourists, in most cases, provides the money needed for small communities to remain financially viable. When small communities remain financially viable, they are then able to maintain and even increase their employment opportunities. Once again, this exemplifies the economic cycle that keeps small communities going. This economic cycle aids small communities in keeping conglomerate business corporations out of their towns. Conglomerations step into local economies and begin to disassemble the system that the locals have developed and established and maintained for quite some time. Noted in the Shills report, larger chains along highways are decreasing traffic through small towns. With the reduced traffic density, the Shills report has come to find that at least 1 out of every 3 small town stores are closing. A specific example of a conglomerate business that is hurting small towns is Walmart. Business News Daily has analyzed the actual effect that Walmart is having on small towns. One of Business News Daily's studies has estimated that one Walmart store will decrease the community's economic output over 20 years by an estimated $13 million. It also estimates that Walmart will cost the community an additional $14 million in lost wages over the next 20 years. That is a major economic loss. As found in studies led by the Institute for Local Self-Reliance, local businesses primarily invest in other local businesses, keeping the local community running. The investments in other local businesses can include, but are not limited to, local newspaper ads, local financial accountants, and local repair personnel. Numerous sources have exemplified and analyzed the detrimental impacts that conglomerate businesses have on small-town economic communities. Being born into a small town in Montana and experiencing a small town firsthand, I conclude that local businesses should be supported because they are run by your neighbors, they add to the originality of the town, and they keep the town from being overtaken by large conglomerate businesses. Next time, think twice about the enormous economic impact that is happening when you decide to choose a conglomeration over your neighborhood store.